Why is hitting rock bottom an absolute blessing on your spiritual awakening journey? Now, sometimes when you are putting in all the work, doing all the right things, and you still can't see results, gets you to that lowest low that you didn't imagine you'd get to. If you are doing everything absolutely right and you're still not seeing the results, why is that so? What is it that is still missing, what it is that you still need to go after are the questions you will ask yourself when you hit that lowest low. So in this video, I want to talk about 3 key reasons why this is a massive blessing and a huge turning point for you on your spiritual awakening journey. Now, an awakening journey is never really easy, and most of the times, because it's a spontaneous awakening for those that really haven't been spiritualists prior to an awakening, have a really tough time trying to figure out this journey and how you're really supposed to move forward. And so with that, you end up, learning about what you need to do, what your daily habits should look like, where you should be meditating, you should be going out for walks in nature, you should be spending more time alone, being, really cognizant of the thoughts that you're really having. And let's say over time you start to really cultivate these habits. And then you wonder, I'm meditating, I'm doing everything right, then why am I not making any progress in my meditation? Why am I not getting, any sorts of signs that I need to on this journey of forward movement? And you really start to, move from belief to self-doubt. And that is a huge, huge point where it feels like you're hitting rock bottom, where you don't know what more you can do on your journey to really shift things for yourself. And so when this happens to you, I want you to understand that there's a couple of different things that might be going on with you. Now, if you take a look at how many people actually remember the divine on a daily basis, the answer might be not a lot. Oftentimes we turn to the divine when we have, a lot of pain in our life, a lot of sorrow, where we all of a sudden need prayer because something in our life seems out of control that we feel, like as a human being, I just can't get a handle on this. And so for that, we turn to God. We say, please help me out with this. I don't know what to do. So it can almost be said that a lot of us seek out the divine only when we truly are suffering, we truly do not have a handle of something that we're experiencing in life. However, when we are on a spiritual awakening journey, even if we're putting in all the right effort, we're turning to God on a daily basis, and things don't progress, something deeper is actually happening for you that you might actually not recognize. Now, the first thing that might be occurring with you is that you're being asked to stop taking a look at time. Even though we operate in a world where, we live in the dimension of 3D, we are operating under time, we have gotten used to seeking out results for everything that we do. If we're putting an effort towards something, we want to see those immediate results. If, we've tried a new solution to a problem or a product we've purchased, we're looking to get that instant gratification of what that looks like. However, spirituality does not work that way. Spiritual progress, you need to stop looking at it as something where you hope to, really obtain some results from. Showing up daily to create that relationship with the divine is a necessity that you must go through. And what you're being asked when this happens to you is to really detach from those outcomes, detach from seeking that progress, enjoying that process that you're really truly going through. Now, if you take a look at things that you're really passionate about in life, do you really take a look at how much time you've spent doing that? Let's say your favorite thing is to watch, funny movies. 3 hours go by and you don't really quite question where that time went. Well, why are we not able to have that same sort of, sense of happiness when we sit down for an hour or 2 hours of meditation? That should be the sort of feeling that we show up with in terms of our meditation on a daily basis. And so when you are going through that bottom low, understand that what's needed is a shift in your mindset. Stop taking a look at, progress on this journey to really give you that sense of happiness. You want to turn around that feeling, that mindset that you're having, and just understanding that in this present moment, all you're meant to do is really just show up for your journey, and everything in time, in divine time, will be taken care of. Now, the second thing you're being asked to really recognize on your awakening journey when you hit that lowest low is that when we are in a state of worry, we are still trying to control something on our journey that is not in our control. And so what you're being asked to do is to just surrender. Surrender the worry, surrender the fear, whatever it is that you're feeling. Often at times that, the emotions that are bubbling up is something that you need to resolve on your journey. And so when you hit that low, you need to once again take a look at, where can I give up this control? Where can I stop, anticipating something in the future? Because where I'm supposed to be anchored is here and now in this present moment. So really, really look back to surrender, to say, I don't know what it is that I am trying to control on this journey, what it is that I am seeking on this journey, and I hand everything over to the divine. And that should really help you move forward once again when you get to this point. Now, the third thing that is happening when you hit that, rock bottom on your journey is you are being asked to step into deeper faith and trust. Now, I can really share this from my own journey. There was a moment in time where I did not know how everything was going to come together for me. And when I really sat down with my intuition to think about what I needed to do, I had the chatter of everybody else in my life, every circumstance pointing that I should go left. And at the same time, when I thought about going right, I had this instantaneous peace in my heart that is a decision that I needed to make. And with that, I, said, I understand that everybody wants me to go left, but I am going to go right. I do not know where that peace comes from, but I know how I feel. And, going right actually feels right. Now, I remember literally the next day I had turned on my phone, and on YouTube, I had a message that popped up on my phone. And the title really caught my eye because it was an automated AI message, actually. And it said something along the lines of clear signs when God is trying to guide you in your life, something along those lines. And when I heard it, one of the first things that came up was that when you feel that peace around a decision, even though all the odds are against you, that is coming straight from the divine and you should follow it. And I remember saying that is, definitely the feeling to follow. Intuition is something that is going to be with you regardless of the odds on the outside. And so when you hit that low, because nothing is making sense, you can always turn into that feeling of what you feel on the inside. Now, I did a video recently on intuition versus your mind. If you want to pay attention to that, that's something to really listen to. It really echoes the same sort of message. But what's happening is he, as in the divine, is really building deeper trust and faith within you. Sometimes the obstacles that you experience are really because God is trying to show you that regardless of the challenges ahead of you, you are being led, and to really follow through with what it is that you are feeling. That feeling is going to be greater than anything else, any external sign that you see, that validation that you might be looking for. And so when you hit that low and nothing makes sense, it is very important to really come back into yourself and really follow through with what it is you are feeling on the inside. Because really, if you take a look at your spiritual awakening journey, it is a shift where you are being asked to move away from the outside world and turn inward. And therefore, that deeper trust, that deeper faith that comes with it only comes when you hit that rock bottom, when you're able to really turn to God, and say, I'm ready to be led. I'm ready to follow. Give me that instruction so that I can move, with that divine grace that you are really trying to shower upon me. And that is going to really, really help you on your spiritual awakening journey. So next time, your spiritual awakening journey is really shaking you to the core, you feel like all is lost, nothing's making sense, time is passing you by, bring yourself back to the present moment and turn to the only thing that matters, and that is the divine within. And that will be a massive shift for you and a pivot point for you on your spiritual awakening journey. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. God bless.